Welcome to our home, and these are the most, they just smell so beautiful. Yeah. They're white ginger. They come out once a year for maybe 2 weeks, and they're just so special.
Look at that. I wish you could smell them. They're amazing. Yeah.
So we just start out for all of us to send our love and energy to the people in the southeast of our country. I mean, wow, they've really been through more than their share, and of course we understand what it's like to lose your home, because that happened to us 35 years ago with the earthquake, and it's a big deal. Yeah. What they're going through is big. The grief is big. So we all just send our love to the, I don't know, thousands, maybe millions of people so affected. Yeah. So I'm going to tell you a story that took place 44 years ago, but it didn't stop there. It's something that this practice has really continued on with me. And it's whenever I'm having difficulty in a relationship with anyone, I remember this story, and I do this practice. Now, this story is about us, and it's more about me, actually, and
a little about me too.
But you can do this with a child, with a parent, with a friend, with a boss. You can deepen your relationship in a beautiful way. Okay, so 44 years ago, we had been married for 10 years, and we had a 4-year-old little girl, Rami. And I'm a registered nurse, and in order to keep my license active, I need to take a course every 2 years. I have to fulfill the requirements. Now there's online courses, but of course then there wasn't online, so you really needed to go someplace and take a course.
We're dating ourselves.
I know. There weren't even computers, right?
Not really.
Okay. So I signed up for a course. It was called Inner Healing. And it sounded very interesting. I love to meditate, and it just sounded like the perfect thing for me. And it was an hour south of our home at Asilomar along the Big Sur coast. And I signed up, and I checked in with Barry. You'll need to be with Rami for the whole weekend. Yes, that's fine. We'll have a good time. And I knew that they would. So as I was getting ready, like a couple days before, I had this intuition that made me feel very uncomfortable, and yet it was there. And the intuition was, you are going to meet a new man. And this really scared me because, from the time I met Barry, at that point, it would have been 14 years ago. I only had eyes for him. It was one of those things where I just knew I loved you so much. I never wavered from that. So, but it was strong. And just this morning, Barry's like, "Why didn't you tell me?" I'm like, I don't know. It's not. It was so unreal. Because it just was like an intuition. It didn't feel like the right thing to bother him.
Yeah, but
with that.
You should tell a little background about how, Joyce had a very deep spiritual practice, meditated, read really spiritual books. And at the time,
I'm getting to that.
Okay, are you going to get to that?
I'm getting to that.
All right, good. I didn't want you to miss that.
Yeah, so he's right. So I went down to Big Sur, and the teacher said, pick one person that you would like to deepen your relationship with. And throughout the course of these 2 days, we're going to be doing these inner meditations on really going deeper and seeing the beauty. So, yes, Barry. So, I have always loved Barry just so much. And it started out in the beginning of our relationship. Well, in the beginning, we were really, really young, but it was more when he was in medical school, and then especially when he was in his psychiatry residency, I started to feel that Barry was better than me, that he had a lot more skill, and I started to feel inferior. That's not a good place to be.
No.
So it kind of switched, and I started to feel superior. It's very humbling for me to say this, but my life was about meditation, reading spiritual books, really bringing that into being a mother and a wife, and it was very, very, very deep for me. Barry meditated a little tiny bit. The books he read were more. He wasn't reading the spiritual books. His interests weren't really that spiritual, and I began to feel superior, like I was a lot more spiritual than him.
And the book I was reading at the time was How to Fix Your Volkswagen for the Complete Idiot. It's called the Idiot Manual. Some of you may remember those books, but
he became a good mechanic on top of all his other skills. But yeah.
But it didn't appear spiritual to you.
No. So we started this we would meditate with this man, and he'd say, try and see the person in a different way. Try and see their strengths. So I focused for 2 days on the spirituality that is in Barry, that I just wasn't paying any attention to, or that I had taken for granted. And it only took 1 day, and I began to just like, oh my gosh, all this beautiful quality of Barry. Yes, he's not really meditating, he was meditating a little bit, doing all the things that I was doing, but it was so deep in him. And I began to fall in love all over again. There weren't any men in this class. It was all much older women. But I fell in love with a new man. And I called Barry that night, Saturday night, and I'm like, I just can't stand this. I need you to come and be with me. So he said, well, a friend was willing to watch Rami, and I'll just hitchhike down. And the next day, Sunday morning, I was standing outside, and a lot of the nurses were there, and I was definitely the youngest one. And I saw Barry get out of this car that he had hitchhiked in, and you were the most beautiful sight. And I just ran and threw myself into his arms, and I was so happy. I had truly fallen in love with a new man. And these nurses, were like talking, and they said, you must have just met him, or you must be a newlywed. And I'm like, well, no, actually, no. We've been married 10 years. They were amazed, and I was amazed too. And this is such a powerful practice, to focus on the positive. So in this case, the spiritual, focus on all the ways that Barry is so spiritual. I just want to share a little bit more, since it's the 35th anniversary of the earthquake for us. And so much was lost and destroyed, and by a miracle we made it out of the house, and we're just standing there. Our daughter Mira, who was 10, thought that she was in the heaven world. She said, is this what it's like? She sincerely thought that she had died. So in that moment, I was in total shock. And Barry got down on his knees and just started thanking God over and over again. And I thought, that spirituality is so deep in you.
It is there.
It's so deep. Now, of course, he's writing these songs, and it's coming out more and more and more. All right, so we're about to hear one of these beautiful songs.
Okay, but I think this is such an important message, because sometimes with those we love, or those we're connected with, we sometimes miss, or we get blinded to the real inner beauty of this person, and we tend to see more the outer appearances. So we miss out on a lot, and we don't have to go away for a weekend and do this meditation course, but that might help. But the most important thing is just to take a moment even and just look deeper from within yourself to who this really is, to their soul, the goodness of their soul, the spirituality, the love. Anybody can do this. It just takes that moment and the willingness to see more of who we love. And it's a beautiful practice.
I think this is my favorite song that you're about to sing. Because, to me, this is who Barry is.
Okay. Joyce insisted that I sing this song. I was planning to sing something else, but
you've heard it before, and it's my favorite, and you'll hear it again.
I only want to love and feel my open heart. Of all the things I do, this is the highest art. I only want to love and feel my open heart. Of all the things I do, this is the highest art. There's always more to do. The world won't stop for me, but I can stop and feel what I most want. I only want to love and see beauty everywhere. The joy it gives to me is far beyond compare. I only want to love and see beauty everywhere. The joy it gives to me is far beyond compare. I want to see the light that dances in your eyes. I want to hear the song of your heart. I only want to love. I only want to love. Sing with me if you want. I only want to love. 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 I only want to love and see beauty everywhere. Close your eyes a moment and feel that deep desire to love. That's what we really all want to do. We want to love. And if we can see deeper into those we love, we will love even more. I only want to love and see beauty everywhere. Take a deep breath and breathe in all the love around you and within you and above you and below you and everywhere. And then breathe out as you open your eyes. Breathe out and give your love fully. What a beautiful gift you give to the earth by just loving.
Oh, thank you, Barry. You can see why that's my favorite song. All right, so this is really good homework. It can be a lifetime practice, and it will bring much happiness. I know that it did to me.
Thank you, sweetie.
One more.
One more time. Look at that.
These are really, really beautiful. If you live at all where it doesn't snow, just one bulb of this multiplies, and the deer don't bother it. They don't need much water. Really pretty amazing.
Or you can plant them, grow them indoors, maybe. Maybe not.
Don't think so.
I don't know.
All right. Well, yeah, much, much love.
Bless you. Have a wonderful week.